Well, good evening. Thank you so much for joining this very, very important webinar. And my name is Verdita Monk. I'm out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. I'm so glad you got a chance to join us tonight because the person that invited you really cares a lot about you. You're about to hear some important information that is life-changing, and it's just very important that you're on this call. I really want to encourage you to take notes because we're going to say some things you're going to wish you had heard, even though this call is being recorded. And so we want to make sure that you understand why you've been invited. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm here tonight. My husband and I were introduced to a company called Lifeway, which is a company that we're going to be talking about tonight. And we were introduced to it through a friend of ours, a good friend of ours by the name of Ken Robinson. And he wanted us to try something. He wanted us to try a patch. The one that I have in my hand, tiny, about the size of a quarter, thin like a Band-Aid. And he wanted us to put it on. He wanted us to get an experience. And so he was just very adamant about it. And so we just did what he asked us to do. We had heard about, we were invited to a call just like this, and we had heard people who had all kinds of ailments. And they, were just distraught, many of them. We didn't put ourselves in that category. We felt that we were healthy. We didn't take any type of medications, no pain or anything like that. But we just put the patch on out of curiosity and sort of out of obedience. And when we did, we were really impressed. I mean, we did not expect anything to happen. So the very first night, let me share with you what happened. My husband who had been snoring very bad for over 10 years, choking and coughing during the middle of the night. I mean, this was constant all night long. It was very uncomfortable for him and for me. And so this particular night when he put the patch on, not only did I sleep through the night, which, I never got a chance to sleep through the night, but of course I didn't know I was sleeping through the night at the time. I only realized it the next morning. But what we discovered was that he did not snore. He did not snore, no cough, no choking or anything at all. And that was November of 2020, year 22. That was over a year and 2 or 3 months ago. And so you can imagine how it really got our attention when we heard that. But remember, when we experienced that, but remember, I told you we had heard a lot of other people's experiences as well. And so, we got on another call and heard some more testimonies. And we decided that there was no way, based on the information we'd heard, based on the information and the experience we'd had, that there's many people out there with some serious ailments that we need to help do something about it. And that's the way we responded to our experience. You may respond the same way. You may feel just like us, or you may feel that you got to start wearing this patch. And so this is why, hopefully I've got your attention a little bit to show you the importance of this patch. But let me tell you a little bit about the subject matter, which is stem cells, stem cell technology. Now, this patch is made out of organic crystals. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But when you put this patch on, what it does, it's copper peptide in your body. See, there's copper peptide already in our body. And when that is activated, that's an enzyme that when it's activated, when it's elevated, it reactivates the stem cells that are in our body. Why is that important? Because stem cells are the building blocks of our body. Whenever a stem cell is just a certain amount of stem cells in your body, and they can become whatever they need to be. We have stem cells in our brain. We have stem cells in our heart. We have them in our liver, our kidney. So when you need a stem, you need to be healed in a certain part of your body, the stem cell goes to that area. And see, our bodies were designed to heal themselves. And that's why this is so important. As we age, by the time we get to be age 30, half of those stem cells are depleted and they're dormant. They're still in your body, but they're dormant. And by the time we're age 60, they're over 90% of them are gone. And that's why it's important to keep these stem cells around as long as we can so that our body can heal. See, let me tell you another reason it's so important. that our stem cells are activated, because many people are struggling with illnesses and all kinds of diseases and things going on in our body. And sometimes doctors can't help them. They've exhausted everything they can think of or they know of to help those individuals. But in many cases, they can't do anything about it. So what you know what people are doing? They're going and getting stem cell injections. See, that's the solution nowadays that people hear about. Oh, you can't get over this. I'm highly recommending you do a stem cell injection. Guess what? Stem cell injections cost $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 per injection. 30% of the time they don't work. And then another downfall of the stem cell injection is not only they're expensive, not only do they not work 30% of the time, but they're only localized. So for example, if you've got an extreme pain in your knee, you're bone on bone, it is not going to help you if you're diabetic. It's not going to help you if you have dementia. It's not going to help you if you have a heart condition. It's only going to help you for that knee. So what the stem cell patch does, it goes to wherever your body needs help, all over your body. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but that's why I just wanted to explain to you what stem cells are, why they're important, and hopefully we can, explain a little bit better. Now, let me get into my slides now. All right. Now, well, the question I want to ask you before we even get into more details about the patches, have you been patched? See, somebody invited you to this call. They may have already patched you. We don't know. And if they patched you, you probably had a wonderful experience. I was speaking with someone earlier today, and she named about 5 things that she's already noticed. Your body is going to be elevating immediately those copper peptides that are in your body. Those stem cells in your body are going to be reactivating, and then your whole body is going to be regenerated. You're going to feel brand new. You see it on the arm of this young lady here. So it's very small, as you can see, but it doesn't stick out. It doesn't have any depth to it. It's very thin, like a Band-Aid, and you put it on like a Band-Aid. But let me introduce you to the genius, the genius behind all of this. His name is David Schmidt. And he's the CEO of LifeWeight, and he's the inventor of the patch I'm referring to called the X39 patch. There were many other patches that he created, but the reason this one is called X39 is because this is his 39th, invention of patches. And then he has over 180 patents. This man is just brilliant. Let me tell you how he got started. About 20 years ago, he was hired by the federal government. They commissioned him to create something for the Navy SEALs. They were going to be in this new project underwater in a submarine for over 36 hours at a time, and they needed to be energized in a natural way. And so he came up with his first patch, which is the energy patch, which is very effective. And then he just kept creating all these different patches. But about maybe 10 years ago, back in 2008, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And it took him 10 years to develop this X39 patch. And that is just amazing for someone to dedicate that many years of their life and be committed for that long with this technology. And it took him almost $5 million to bring it to market, you guys. That just shows you, how serious he is and committed about this. And so we're very fortunate to have a visionary like him. This man, he genuinely cares about people. His mission, his vision is to touch millions of people all over the world. And that's why we're here to help him do that, okay? Now, let me go to my next slide. I'm trying to get to my next slide. Now, let me tell you about the patent. See, this technology is patented, meaning nobody else can market this for the next 17 years. And when it's patented, it means it has to be proven. And in this patent, it literally says that this patch is elevating copper peptide. That is huge. That is something. And then it turns around and activates the stem cells. The reason that is so significant is because there's all kinds of studies. Scientists says nobody could ever do this, but David Schmidt did it. I mean, that just shows you how amazing and how brilliant he is. Improves energy, elevation of antioxidant. It goes on and on. this technology is unbelievable. Now, how does it work? I told you that first of all, in the very center, they're nanocrystals. They're made in a lab. They are made of sugars and salts and plants, but no animal, anything in it, nothing's in it that is going to go into your body. So it's a form of phototherapy. Let me kind of give you an example of phototherapy. So when you go out into the sun, you know that it elevates the vitamin D in your body, but it's not like vitamin D is floating around in the air and then it goes into your body. It's not like that. It elevates the vitamin D in your body when you get out in the sun. That's the same thing that happens here. When you put the patch on, the crystals in the patch reflect off to the light of your body. See, our bodies have light in them already. So when it reflects off the light of the body, turns around and elevates the copper peptides, in turn reactivating your stem cells. That whole process called photobiomodulation is phenomenal. This is just amazing, you guys, what we have our hands on. So once again, it doesn't go into the body, so it's non-transdermal, no chemicals or stimulants are in it, and it's non-invasive. It's not going to interfere with any type of drugs that are, or medications that you're taking. And so we want to make sure that you know that our product's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. What this is just going to do is reboot your body and get and use this form of technology called phototherapy. Now, there are many benefits that you might experience, such as increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity. I mean, I personally can tell you that the mental clarity is just priceless for me, because I'm a very busy person. I'm an interior designer and I run my own company. I have many clients, and just trying to compartmentalize the different projects is a challenge. I used to get frustrated and overwhelmed by all that work, but now I'm very calm and I get it done because the X39 is making me calm. It's giving me that mental clarity. It restores the muscles or muscular and skeletal conditions. As we get older, many people develop osteoporosis because the bones are less dense. Lord behold, if you were to fall and break a bone, it's just not a good, nice picture. Improve sleep. I've already told you about, the experience my husband and I experienced the very first night. And many people say they are sleeping better than they've ever recalled sleeping in their whole life. Improve skin appearance. Many people that have wrinkles, and just real dry and, just skin, they're just looking much younger and better. And so what our goal here, you guys, is to achieve optimal health in a state of complete physical and mental and social well-being. Once again, we're not trying to make any medical claims. We're just telling you what is happening. You see, there were over 80 case studies that were done on these patches. And so in other words, they observed, this took 10 years, remember. Here are some of the things that resulted from the case studies. Over 4,000 genes began to reset in the very first few days, okay? And those genes, let me tell you what's so significant about that, because it said, studies showed that when you drink red wine, there's something in it called resveratrol, and they talk about how it helps the heart. Well, only 2 genes begin to reset when you do that. Whereas we're talking about 4,000 genes with just 2 or 3 days of using this tiny little patch, nothing going into your body. You'd have to drink a whole lot of wine to get 4,000 genes to be reset that way. And then within 6 weeks, people's brains begin to be balanced. What that means is this. Let's say if you've got dementia, or you got PTSD or Alzheimer's, or just being stressed out and depressed and things like that, it's because your brain is not balanced. And people's brain, they actually saw results on the things I named within 6 weeks. That is amazing. And we see those types of testimonies as well. Within 3 months, their collagen began to increase. That, collagen is everywhere in our body. It's all in our bones, it's in our skin, it's in our tissues. And the collagen is what's holding our muscles and all this together. That's important. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. Listen, there are stem cells in our heart. I want to share something that happened to a lady that I met about a year ago, and she had been on the patch for 2.5 years. Remember, it was created well, about 3.5 years ago. So she was one of the first people that started wearing this patch, and she happened to be 73 years old. She took a test called, that measures your vascular age, which is the age of your heart, and they determined, and they came back and said your heart is measuring it at 35 years old. That something is wrong with the machine. We've got to recalibrate it. Let's do it again. She says, well, you don't have to do that because I've been wearing this patch. And the patch, see what this patch does, did you know that they say that every 6 months that you wear the patch, your heart reverses by 8 years. Every 6 months that you wear the patch, your heart reverses by 8 years. So think about this. There are 5 increments of 6 months in 2.5 years. She's been wearing it for 2.5 years. So what's 5 times 8? That's 40 years. Subtract that from 73, you get 33 years. Okay, she measured it out at 35 years old because she had been wearing the patch. Isn't that amazing? So this is not just anti-aging, you guys. This is age reversing, according to our CEO, David Schmidt. And so let me explain really quickly how you wear the patch. Is very, very simple. All you have to do is put it anywhere on your body, like you would a Band-Aid. Just tape, just paper on the back. So you just stick it on anywhere. But they're sharing with us on this diagram 2 locations that they used in the case studies. One was below the belly button. Another case study, groups of people put it behind their neck on the C7 vertebrae, which is, if you bend forward, it's the bone that sticks up. And so they just had to be consistent in the studies. But literally, you could put it on your arm or somewhere you may have pain on your knee, wherever you want to put it. It doesn't have to be pain. It could be anything. That's why we said put it anywhere. But you put it on for 12 hours, and you take it off 12 hours later, and then let your body repair and rejuvenate. You throw that patch away and get another one. In other words, there are 30 patches inside this. See, this 30-day supply comes in, and then it comes in, and then this envelope comes into this sleeve right here. It's a beautiful packaging, you guys. So you have enough to last you for 30 days, but you have to drink plenty of water because we're talking about energy flowing through your body, and it's going to flow better with when you're hydrated. Okay. Now, I could talk all night about the technology and how it works and all this, but I have a better way of explaining this to you, and it's going to make it very, very simple. Because remember when I was telling you that my husband and I was on a call similar to this, where we heard people sharing testimonies. And that's what we want to do for you tonight too, because we want you to know this is real. We want you to hear from some people who literally recently started wearing this patch. And I want to share, let them share with you what happened to them. So the first person I'm going to bring up, I'm going to stop my video. And the first person I want to bring up is Mr. Daryl Smith. I see him on the camera there. Daryl, would you please unmute yourself and share your video so we can hear your powerful testimony? Let us know what was going on with you before you started wearing the patch, and maybe how you started wearing the patch and what's going on now.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Daryl Smith.
Daryl, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Make sure your
Can you hear me now?
Let's see.
Can you hear me?
I see that your mic is on, but I don't hear you. Do you need to turn your microphone up?
Yeah, I turned it up.
Okay, I still can't hear you.
Hold on. Let me try it this way.
Oh, they say they hear you. Oh, they said they hear him. Wait 1 second, Daryl, because I don't hear you.
Okay, because I got it all the way up.
Microphone. I'm sorry, it's my microphone. I hope y'all can hear me all the time. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Daryl. Sorry about that.
Anyway, well, I live here in Fayetteville. Little background. First part of my career was a law enforcement officer, police officer here in the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. We call it Vietnam. And most of those years, about 15 of those years, I did in SWAT, first K9 and then SWAT. And I received some serious injuries from both of those jobs. My first injury was a blown disc from one of the canines. And then in SWAT, I actually got run over by a drunk driver and dragged by a carjacker on 2 separate occasions, which caused my retirement after about 18 years. And then I had several neck surgeries. Most of my neck is plated with titanium, and got healed up, recovered about a year. And that's when the war broke out over in Iraq. And because of what I did with the special operations community, I was recruited to work with some people from DC with the Defense Department, and spent 5 years in Iraq. And I got injured over there. So all in all, and I'll be turning 60 here in a couple of months. I know I don't look it, but be turning 60, and the body really has taken a toll. And I've just had my 18th surgery last December on my shoulder repair. I had 17 on my neck and my lower lumbar. The last back surgery I had last year was they put 2 rods in my back. So I've got a neural stimulator, wires running up to my neck. I look like the Terminator on the inside. So I was waking up. I was in pain every day, and I didn't for years, since 1998 actually. And then so didn't know what it felt like to be out of pain. And I tried everything. I've done everything from top hospitals, from Johns Hopkins to down in Orlando, Florida, and Tampa, Florida hospitals, and doctors, and then everything. And I tried about everything, acupuncture, you name it, and still experiencing pain. And because I've been in Iraq and the things that I did, dealt hard with PTSD. And so my sleep over the years have been very poor. And when I say poor, on an average of 2 to 3 hours a night. 4 hours was a good night, where it was either the pain or reoccurring nightmares. And this has gone on for over a decade. So a few weeks ago, a pastor told me about the patches. And when he mentioned it, Bishop Larry Jackson, when he mentioned it, I was like, okay, I'm ready. Just send it. And he told me about the stem cells. I've heard about that, read about that prior. And so he called Miss Gwen and got the patches to me about 2 weeks ago. And I got an example of the X39, 49, and the Ocean Wave. I think that's what it is, Ocean Wave. So either way, I took a patch because I was really hurting that night, and put it on my lumbar. And this is no joke. 30 seconds after putting that patch on, within 30 seconds, I was feeling no pain. I mean, I'm moving my hips around, twirl like I had a hula hoop on, just trying to make the pain happen. And there was no pain. And I couldn't believe it. And then, but it was true. And slept fine. So ever since these last 2 weeks, and I keep a record on my phone, I have an app for my sleep, and how many hours, what's my REM sleep, and so forth, how much restful sleep. Prior to these patches, my average time was between 1 hour and 50 minutes and 3 hours and 33 minutes of getting sleep per night. Since I've had the patches, I'm getting 7 and 8 hours a night. My PTSD, as far as the nightmares, I haven't had one nightmare in the last 2 weeks. So this patch is amazing. So amazing that my wife, who's an RN for 34 years, she's been dealing with nerve pain in her legs. She uses it, and it's helped her tremendously. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. because it's true. And it's just been amazing, the energy that I got, the clarity of mind, of thought, and what Perdita said is drink a lot of water. You got to drink a lot of fluids, water, get in you. But yeah, so that's it. That's it in a nutshell. It's just amazing how, because I didn't think anything would work. I didn't think I'd be living my whole life in pain, but this patch has made me truly a believer, and that's it. Yeah.
Wow. That's all I can say, Daryl. Wow, because you just kind of demonstrated what I said at the beginning about people start turning to stem cell technology because they've exhausted, and doctors have exhausted everything they can. You shared with us, you exhausted everything. You was in
Yep.
such extreme pain, you were willing to do anything. You talked about the sleep. We talked about the sleep, the kids, but I don't know if you slept so well because of the that you just didn't experience pain, but I just know in general, it definitely helps with sleep anyway. But either way, however you get to sleep, we're just glad. You need to be screaming from the mountaintops, telling everybody, seriously,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
people need this product. Do you see how blessed you are now that someone shared that Bishop shared this with you? So thank you,
Yes.
so much for sharing your testimony. And
You're
we
welcome.
appreciate it. And just keep using it, and it's going to get even better. You're going
Yeah.
to be a whole new person.
I believe it. Yeah. Well, because the sleep was part of it, was the pain, and part of it was the nightmares.
Oh, wow.
I shouldn't be here today. It's nothing but the grace of God that I'm alive today. As many times I've seen faced death directly in the eye. So just the nightmares and stuff. And then we also lost our youngest son, who was in the military, to PTSD. He took his own life, and so I had a lot of things going up there. Mentally. With that loss and everything. And so, but for some, sleeping without the pain. And
But
then
you know what? Just to not to cut you off, but just the
no, you're
fact
fine.
that you talked about losing your son. See, do you see why it's so important that we get this out to people as quickly as possible? It could have saved his life. I do know someone who had PTSD and was talking about taking their life, and the person that introduced the X39 to her literally introduced her right at the right time, because her son called her that day and said, "What have you given my mother?" She
Wow.
was literally talking about the suicide. So it's important
Wow.
to share this, you guys, with everybody. Thank you so much, Daryl,
Yeah.
for sharing. All
You're
right.
welcome.
All right.
Yep.
And the next person I want to bring up is someone who actually knows Daryl. I think they're kind of, in the same church community. They know each other. Miss Gwen, you can start sharing your video as well, Daryl. You can stop sharing your video now. Is a lady that she's been on here a couple of times, and she's going to share a testimony of a person. And Miss Gwen Millsap out of North Carolina as well. Please share why. First of all, why are you sharing the testimony of another person? Just come on and share that.
Well, the reason I am is because the guy's name is Carlos Milligan, and he had a stroke. In fact, he had 2 strokes, and he has a speech impediment. So we wouldn't be able to understand him clearly if he was on here, but he is excited. We went to him by way of his sister. She's Angela's best friend, and she told us about him having the stroke and stuff, and he was excited and looking for something. Now, if you see my hand, how I'm holding my hand, this is how he holds his hand in his arm. This is how he was holding it. And the stroke had bothered him and had him on this side, his neck. He was having problems, and he could not move anything, on his hand. So we patched him here and here with the ice wave. We put the X39 on his neck because he was having such pain. And we started talking to him and just sitting there giving him a few minutes to see what was going to happen. And all of a sudden, he took this thumb and did that. He went over to his little finger and he did that. And then the next time we saw him, which was about 2 days later, he was doing this. He was doing that. So I talked to his sister, and now he's able to do this. he has full range of his hand. So within a week's time, the stroke that he had two of them now, he was able to move his hand actually, and he's getting relief and the pain in his shoulders, and he is excited. And before we left him the first time, he said, I need my product. He was telling his sister, I need this now. So just to see that from having a stroke, not able to do anything but this, to this and this, we're excited, Verdita. We're very excited.
Wow, and we're excited as well, Gwen. And you know, thank you so much for being such a strong ambassador, because you know, Gwen has really helped a lot of people, you guys. Within 2 weeks of her, you know, getting involved with LifeWave, she had already gotten 10 people on the patch. They joined her team, got their own packages, their own inventory, because she was doing exactly what she did that night. She was going around patching people, and that's what we do. It's very easy to do. All you got to do is share and care. And so what I'm going to do now is going to continue with the presentation so we can get some more information to you. Now, the information that the website I want to refer you to is thisisit.info.com, because that's going to have all of the information about the technology itself. Some videos are on there. It's going to have doctor's reviews at the very, very bottom. You're going to hear doctors say things like, this is the most significant thing, discovery, or what did he say? Something, the most significant something to do with your health in his whole career, something, the most significant introduction or something. You'll see what I'm saying. And then also the case studies are on there. The patent itself is on there. This is a very thorough website. Everything you need. You don't need to explain anything to anybody. You just need to tell them to go to thisisit.info.com and they'll see for themselves. Okay. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about the company. So right now I want to ask you, first of all, please take some paper out, because I want you to start thinking as we're going through this, people whose lives could be touched. I want you to build on the confidence and the testimonies that you've heard, that to make you more aware of what's going on, and maybe thinking about people that you can help. But I also now want you to put your business hat on, because we want you to know that we're talking about a phenomenal company out here, LifeWave. Okay, this company is 19 years old, but in October we will be celebrating our 20th anniversary. And remember I told you it all started when David Schmidt created his first patch 20 years ago. And so the company was doing about 20 million a year for quite a long time, because mostly physicians, doctors were using this patch and selling them to their patients. They already knew about stem cell technology, but when we didn't have the patch till about 3 years ago, the X39, they were having other patches. But so the company was doing 20 million, and then all of a sudden, the end of last year, it says 320 right here, 320 million, but the end of 2023, we ended with 400 million. The company is exploding, y'all. In just 3 years, it went from 20 million to 400 million because of the X39. And so now we've expanded to all over 75 countries, all over the world. And so this is not a Me Too product. This is not some weight loss or skincare or some type of supplements that you can get at many other companies. Not saying anything is wrong with those, but there is nothing, period, out there like the X39. We had a seminar Saturday, and David Schmidt himself, we asked him, is there anything else out there? Now, this man is one of the most studious people that you would ever meet. He said, no, there's nothing out there like this. And that's why it's patented. So you have your hands on something phenomenal. And so I want you to think, what's important in your life? You see some things on this screen: your family, your time, freedom, security. Let me just tell you, for me, why one of the things I consider with regards to even thinking about the patch and this opportunity is because, hopefully we'll live a long time. Hopefully I'll live a long time. There, longevity runs in my family. But I don't want to be is unhealthy when I'm 90 years old or 95. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law is 95. My mother-in-law is 94. I don't want to be, unhealthy at that age. And so I want to be around for my family, and so that I can enjoy them and they can enjoy me while I'm still alive. And so that's why it's important for me to stay on these patches, so that, it's going to help me stay healthy. But whether it's time freedom, whether it's getting out of debt, whether it's income, whatever your, things are important to you in your life, you can really get those right from this opportunity. And I want to ask you to put your business hat on now, because I want you to know that as you share this with people, what you're really doing is building a team. I'm going to give an example, Gwen Millsap, that you just heard from. Say, for example, when Gwen started building her team, when she started sharing it with people, the people that she was sharing it with were purchasing packages, which I'm going to tell you about, so that they can have their own inventory. Like, that's what Daryl did. He got his own patches so he can use them every day. That's all it really is. And the first person that she enrolled, which would happen to be her daughter, she fell on her left team. And then she put another person in, and that person fell on her right team. And then the next person she put in, they have to fall below her daughter. And the next person she put in had to fall below the person on her right. Now she had 4 people, and then she became what we call a manager. When you become a manager, it puts you into a situation where you now qualify to earn up to $25,000 a week in the binary. This structure that I'm sharing with you is considered a binary, meaning 2 teams, a left team and a right team. That's all it means. And guess what? Here's what I really want you to, every single person that Angela enrolls has to fall under her daughter, Angela. They're going to fall below her and below this person. They have to go all the way to the bottom of this tree. If she puts a person on her right team, she could have 50 people over here, but the next person she brings in has to fall under all of those 50 people. What did I just explain to you? I explained to you timing and positioning. It is very important that you understand that the sooner you sign up, the more people are going to fall under you. Our company was voted, well, not voted, but it was acknowledged as the 2nd fastest growing company of its kind in the world. And that's on a website called businessforhome.org. If you go there and click on momentum, you will see LifeWave is number 2. In other words, it's growing by leaps and bounds. Because when you hear testimonies like Daryl's and hear testimonies like Carlos that Gwen gave, that's going to make you want to think of people that you know that you care about. So it's not even just about the money, it's about who can you help. And that's why it's growing so fast. And so it's very important. And then not only that, whoever is above Gwen, if they enroll somebody, guess what? They have to fall. So do you see how this works? We're working together in a binary structure. But here's a part of the compensation plan that I'm extremely excited about. And hopefully you're going to be excited about it too when you start realizing these types of bonuses. It's called the matching bonus program. And here's how it works. Suppose you enroll Miss, and Miss Gwen is as sharp as they come, okay? And let's say if you enrolled her, she would fall on your first level. And let's say that not only did you enroll Miss Gwen, but let's say you enrolled total 10 people. Every time any of those individuals earn money in the binary that I just shared with you, you get 25%. Let's say that they each earned $1,000. That's 25,000. I mean, if they each earned $1,000, that's $10,000 because it was 10 people. So you're going to get 25% of that. You're going to make $2,500 this coming week because those individuals earned $1,000. Now I'm telling you, there are people earning that. I mean, I know plenty of people, even on my team, earning over $1,000 per week in the binary. How would you like to get $2,500 next week in your binary? What about the people that Miss Gwen enrolls? Let's say that she goes and enrolls 10 people, and all those other people, those 10 people that you enroll, they enroll 10. That's 100 people on your second level. If they each earn $1,000, that's 100,000 in residual. In the binary, you get 20% of that, which is $20,000. If those 100 enroll 10, that's $200,000. Do you see how lucrative this is? It's lucrative, but it's so simple. Listen, these patches are so reasonably priced, you guys. Do you realize that this 30 days of supply that I just told you about is only $100 per month if you buy it as a package, the way I described to you? Yeah, you can go and pay $150 plus tax and shipping if you just want to be a customer. But doesn't it make more sense to get 3 of these for $100? Let me go to the next slide. If you get a silver pack, you're going to get 3 of these sleeves for $100. You can diversify it if you want, like Daryl was talking about with the ice wave and stuff. But if you get 3 of these, guess what? It's enough for you. It's enough for your spouse. It's maybe enough for your child, or you share with a few of your relatives. Don't be stingy and just keep it all to yourself. But that's what that $300. Now you're paying $100 a sleeve as opposed to $150. But then if you want to consider being a business builder, you want to earn money, you know you want to share it with some people, you got to have enough inventory to share. And that's why we highly recommend the gold package, which is $500. You will get 5 sleeves, plus they'll throw in another sleeve for free. And then you can also, with that gold package, you already position yourself to get promoted. That is one of the requirements to get promoted to the first promotion, which is the manager level, is to be a gold. Now, if you're not a gold, you have every opportunity as soon as you want to upgrade from silver to gold. All you do is pay the difference of $200, and then you're going to get the difference of 2 more sleeves. So you're getting 2 more sleeves for $200. Now you're a gold. But if you, and then think about it, you want to give at least 3 to 5 patches out to people, you know, so that they can experience the, you know, the patches. But then if you're a serious business builder, you want to be what we call a diamond pack. Why? Because in a diamond pack, not only do you get these sleeves for $84 a sleeve now, but now you get, so in other words, you're getting 19 sleeves. That's enough to pass out to a lot of people. That's the package my husband and I got, because let me just tell you how we came up with it. So, you know, it was just about helping people for us. We wrote a list of 25 couples that we knew. We didn't say, oh, this person is sick. We didn't even, no, we didn't do that. We just made a list of 25 couples, and we decided we were going to give each couple 10 patches, 5 for the wife, 5 for the husband. Then we wrote another list of 25 individuals, same thing, 5 patches each. When you do the math, that would come out to 12 sleeves, and then that left 7 more left over, because it was 19 in here. That was enough for me and my husband to use for 3 months, because when you get the diamond pack, you don't have to worry about ordering more every month. Let me tell you why I bring that up. In order to get the money that's paid to you in that binary, remember that structure? Money, every time somebody buys a package, every time somebody places an order, because they can come back and order more, you get paid. It will get in more detail about that, but you make money on every single person that falls under you in the binary. But guess what? You don't get that money if you are not active. What do we mean by that? It means that you're getting another sleeve next month. That's all it means. That allows you to keep your points, but when you do it this way, it's going to limit you to $100 per week. In other words, is if you get 2 sleeves and let's say you hit manager, that's going to allow you to max out the comp plan, and you're going to get 2 sleeves for $200. But guess what? More than likely, it's not going to come out of your pocket, because we're going to help you make money. We're going to help you make a list and start sharing it with your friends and relatives. So whatever you do, make sure you understand this, and we'll go back over that with you. Okay. But this is very exciting, you guys. It's time now to make your move. You know, are you serious about your dreams? Your dream may just be like Daryl's, to be out of pain. I'm pretty sure that now he can dream real dreams instead of nightmares, but I bet you one of his dreams was to get out of pain. Whatever your dream is, we believe that X39 can get it. Let's hurry up and get you some X39 so all of your dreams can come true. Now, listen, I just want to throw this in here. We have a trip coming up to Puerto Vallarta for those people, you know, those of you, you have a few more days to qualify to the to the 21st of January. If you are trying to qualify for that, just want to remind you, we also have the Greek Isles trip coming up that you can qualify for, in all expenses paid, airfare, cruise, everything. We also have the Bora Bora trip in the French Polynesia that you can qualify for, and we can get all those details to you. But I just want you to know that, you know, there's all kinds of incentives that the company gives you as well. You can take a screenshot of this page right here, because it lists the Zoom for the calls that we do. The team that we're part of is called This Is It Team. And these are all the weekly activities, and they're all on this Zoom code that you see right here. Okay, check, and we'll get it to you as well. There's a website that has all this. If you go to thisisitteam.com, and click on X39 Zoom events, all of it is there as well. Then also the call that you're on right now, as you notice, there's a completely different Zoom code. We do a Tuesday night call at 8 o'clock Eastern and 10 o'clock Eastern, and then again on Thursday Eastern. Matter of fact, my daughter Monique is going to be coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern, and she's going to be doing our West Coast call tonight. She's going to do an incredible job. So with that, I want to thank all of you for joining the call tonight. Please get back with the person that invited you to the call tonight. Let them know that you are ready to get your X39 and you're ready to be an ambassador and help us spread the word. So thank you again. My name again is Verdita Monk. I'm a senior presidential director out of Atlanta, Georgia. I've enjoyed our time together this evening. Good night.